Today is day one of teaching you how to be a master at using the ball screen. One of the first rules on using a ball screen is thinking about rejecting a screen. Reject just means if my defender is guarding me and my screener is getting set on this side and angling me going to the middle of the court, I will reject and go the opposite way. One of the first reasons why is because if the screener is getting guarded by a defender, most of the time the screener will be on this side of them. So if I use a screen, I might be running into another defender. So when I use it, I want to reject so I'm away from the defense and I'm away from what's happening on the court so I can score a lot easier to the basket. Now the next rule I want to think about is when I use and reject, I want to think about where is the defender that's guarding me at. Is he pressed up on me or is he sagged off? We're going to use this basis to get our understanding of how to use a screen. It's called a skip. A skip is when I take this dribble and get my feet wide to get my angle into the screen a lot better so I can use the screen a lot easier. I might be able to do it early when I'm skipping like this and going around. I might be able to have to turn my body to skip in and go and use the screen. So right now, I would always open my body in stance if my defender is sagged off of me. So if the defender is sagged in this position, not pressed up on my body, the first move you want to think about is using a skip push cross. A skip push cross is when I skip my feet like this and get my feet wide and land in a staggered stance and then push the ball over the top of my body to get downhill. I know right now it looks like a carry, but when I go in full speed, I'm gonna pocket my dribble and push to keep the ball protected on my hip and then attack the rim so the help side defender has no chance of stopping me. Now, the other way I'll do this is if my defender is open and sagged off, and then as he comes, he jumps into my space early, I will actually use this skip and then go between the legs. And if I go between the legs, now the ball is protected, I can take off and go. Another one I can even use too is if I go into a skip like this, I can skip, and if he tries to jump the angle this way, I'm gonna go behind the back and wrap it behind my back to score. So I have those three moves. If he's sagged off and he stays back and relaxes, I push cross. If he sags off and then comes to my body, I can go between the legs or go behind the back. The next thing I want to think about is if I'm going to use a screen and I skip, and if I skip and now my defender is pressed up on me and I try to go and skip and use a screen and they jump and take the angle off, I either have to know how to go between the legs or behind the back or off a spin move to score at the rim. So what I'll do right now is I'll skip. And as I skip, my defender starts shifting and starts jumping the angle off. So if I use the screen, I won't be able to use it. So what I'll do is reject the screen. And as he goes, I'll stop and put my ball and foot into the ground and go 1-2 and spin and go the opposite way so I can freely get to the rim with a lot of ease. The other way I might be able to do this is I go skip 1-2, and now if I get to here, I go between the legs and I can take off. I can even do the same exact thing if he goes here and he jumps the angle and stops me. I 1-2, I wrap the ball and go behind the back and attack downhill. The other rule is this. As I go and I take off and I skip, I can early split the screen. Early split the screen means if my defender is really on my body like this, and as I go, they start going high side and start trailing me if I skip, I can go like this and tap through the screen and push downhill and get to the basket really fast. All these things I've done super early so I can set my foundation. Once I understand that I can use the screen in every single situation, and my defender starts thinking, oh, he can reject every single time, this defender is gonna start sagging off and staying right here. So now once I skip and I use it, he has to respect the reject. So as I go, I take right off and now I'm using screens more freely. If you learn how to master at using screens, you'll be able to freely get to the rim with ease and also be able to freely use the screen so we can start playing. This is day one of how to master using the screen. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and get ready for that next video.